taking time to meet with us, and it's an opportunity for me certainly to talk a little bit about the university. But also, I'm very much in a learning mode, and in this day and age, I believe the way you work in a complex organization is you come in asking questions instead of giving answers. In fact, I think we should probably be a little bit suspicious of people coming in thinking they know the answers, because these are complicated situations. So I've been doing a lot of that, probably meeting with about 150 different meetings around the state. Agreed to meet with all of the people at Western. That's a couple thousand employees. We're now up to 75 listening sessions, individual groups around the university, and it's just been so valuable for me. It's just been very energizing, learning an awful lot. I promised to feed back what I've heard from the university as to where the university, people who are part of the university, including those in the community, where they want Western to go. That's scheduled for mid-February. The board meets on the 12th and 13th, and we'd scheduled it for the 13th for me to report back to the whole campus. Then we began to think, I'm the 13th president of Western Washington University, announcing where I think the university should be going on Friday the 13th. Probably not the best idea, so we moved that back to the 12th. But that's where we'll then feed back what I've heard. But at this point, it's obviously a very strong university. What attracted me there is it has a reputation of being the premier comprehensive university in the Northwest, and that's really part of a very complementary system of higher ed institutions here in the state of Washington. It has the aspirations to be the best in the nation. That gets a person's attention. And how do you get there? You don't get there by copying what other people are doing. You have to take risks. You have to try different things. You have to sometimes fail. Have to make tough decisions, can't just stay in the middle of the pack with the way the university goes. And I'm seeing all over the university a willingness to experiment and innovate, and that's what will get us there. So that's sort of where I am now. It's still in that learning process. I hope you'll help me learn also. I count this as a meeting where I'm here to listen to you too, and everything I offer, I hope if you think I'm all wet or wrong, jump all over it and help educate me and sharpen my understanding of Washington, its needs, how Western can respond to those needs.
Great. Thank you. Let me just ask, I mean, we had an editorial just last week where we raised the questions that in this economy, it seems like the number one thing that the state ought to be investing in is access to higher education. Yet you're not getting that same message from Olympia, so I'm curious how you're...
You know, we're really working hard with the people in Olympia. Sherry's down there full time now. I'll be spending the next couple of days down there talking to legislators, and we'll be saying exactly the same sort of thing that you said in that editorial and several others. That it's not just investing in higher ed, but it's understanding what are the solutions and where do we want to be as the economy turns around. What puts us in a strong position to take another step forward. The states that are just saying woe or us and hunkering down and not really preparing to move forward as things turn around, we can knock their socks off if we're really thinking exactly as you advocated in your editorial. And that's exactly what we're trying to do on campus as I go around to these listening sessions, is to keep people engaged on where are we going to be in 3 years. Let's build the strategies now. We won't have the resources, but let's build the logic, the strategies, the relationships that will let us ever better serve our mission, serve the state. And so that's part of what we'll be talking to the legislature about. But more important than us, it's really the people who understand the link between higher education, newspaper editorial boards, newspaper editors, leaders in the private sector and the high-tech industry. This is a state that's really gotten that link. I spent 30 years down in Oregon, and I would look north with envy at Washington because it got the link between the quality of higher ed and the quality of life. I don't mean just economic, although that's important, but social, cultural quality of the life here in the state of Washington. So they're the ones that will be making that same argument. But it's a really tough situation the state's in. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before, anything I've ever lived through. So there's still a lot of unknowns out there.